where are we in the current market cycle? How are you thinking about this? How should people be thinking about it?
I'm always bullish.
Me too.
So if you ask me, at the deepest winter in 2019, I'm bullish. 2022, 2023, I was bullish. And if you ask me at the peak, I'm bullish, and then the market goes down, have a correction. And, it's very hard to time the market.
Yeah.
So far, the markets go on 4-year cycles, but it's very hard to tell, if this one is going to be shorter or longer, etc. So, but I think if we take a long view, we're so early. People, when they invest, they're very impatient. Right. So, of course, when I invest, I want to see my money 10x tomorrow. Why not, right? But the market doesn't work like that. So I think if you're chasing things that are against how this world works, you're going to be always disappointed.
Raoul Pal remains bullish on crypto despite market cycles, stressing that timing peaks is tough but long-term growth is inevitable. He highlights Bitcoin ETFs as just the start of institutional adoption, with most countries yet to enter the space. Patience is key. Investors chasing quick 10x returns often miss the bigger opportunity. AI and blockchain are converging to create the next crypto boom, Pal says. Blockchain's decentralized data storage and monetization capabilities make it ideal for AI's need. While most AI tokens today lack utility, functional AI agents using crypto for transactions could soon become reality. Pal's advice? Ignore hype, focus on projects with real utility, and think long-term. Bitcoin remains the safest bet, but strategic bets on AI blockchain innovations could outperform. The biggest gains are still ahead, but only for those who avoid short-term speculation and build for the future.
What about the kind of strategic reserves idea as well? Because that's the hot topic people are seeing happening. Talk us through that and what you're hearing.
There's a few countries who are extremely advanced on that topic. I think Bhutan, I believe His Majesty King of Bhutan is actually in the city today. He's an early crypto adopter. He's a very smart guy. They have excess energy, clean energy, hydro energy. So they've been mining Bitcoin for years.
Yeah.
So they have billions and billions of dollars of Bitcoin for a very small country. Now they've added Ethereum and BNB to their national reserve. So the early adopters are moving forward. Based on public information, U.S. seems to be using the holding, at least no longer selling the Bitcoin. Some of the OGs like us actually kind of hope that governments will sell their Bitcoin so that other guys can buy them cheaply. But, with this U.S. administration, they're very business savvy. So they understand what's valuable. So now they figure that out. With the U.S., with one of the world's largest economy holding Bitcoin now, or making a crypto reserve, other countries are forced to do it because the later you do it, the more expensive your crypto will be. So so I think we are talking with many countries on advising them how to set up a strategic reserve, and also even very simple stuff, very basic fundamental stuff like what wallet solutions to use. Do you use a professional custody solution, or do you use your own cold wallets? Do you have enough expertise to build that kind of infrastructure, etc. So for most countries, most countries starting amount are not as big as U.S. Right? U.S. have 200,000 Bitcoins or something. For most other countries, when they hold much smaller amount, we actually just recommend them to use a professional custody solution that's multi-sig. Right? So no single person can move the money. When they build up to a certain large amount, then they should move to their own cold storage solution. So there's a lot of discussions along these lines.
Where's Europe in this whole equation?
Nowhere.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. So I don't see Europe in this discussion. Yeah.
No, it's extraordinary.
Yeah.
And because in the end, this technology enables average people to generate wealth, to be involved in a financial system, and Europe's actively blocking them out.
Yeah, I think so far the only there's an exception. Montenegro is actually quite pro-crypto.
Right.
We have an active dialogue with the prime minister there, and he's a very forward-thinking person, leader. So, but other than Montenegro, I don't have any other. It's kind of missing on the map. Yeah.
So, what gets you excited when you're looking at the crypto markets these days? What innovations, what things are happening that you're like, this is really interesting?
I think the crypto industry, so there's a lot of money flowing around, but they're all chasing short-term gains. So I would like to sort of help the founders to build real products. So I'm a builder myself. I like to see products built that a lot of people use. So I think that's the single most important metric. It's not the token price. It's not everything else. It's just building use cases for people. So this is why I'm actually spending majority of the biggest chunk of my time today is spending on Easy Labs with founders. So talking with founders, looking at different projects, and just trying to help them. There are still many strong founders. It's just that their voice is a bit muffled right now. So I think we got to help those founders to be more vocal, more active, and also more engaging in the community, and help them raise money, help them design proper long-term token economics, etc. So that's where I spend actually quite a lot of my time.
And how are you thinking about how AI is going to change even this industry?
Oh yeah,
outside of just developers using AI to write faster code, but
yeah. So I think AI has a lot of use cases. Well, number one is AI, I believe, will completely revamp the user experience, how you interact with blockchain.
UX feels like it's all going to...
It's all going to change, right?
Yeah.
So I think AI has so many different applications that... unfortunately, this industry happened before AI, so we need to change this industry to an AI-enabled industry.
Yeah.
Both in terms of apps we're building, product tools, customer support, risk management, risk monitoring, and also AI itself can use blockchain, right? So I think, as I said, tweeted before, the currency for AI is crypto. AI is not going to swipe a card, enter SMS code. That doesn't work for AI. It's going to be crypto. So, and then AI needs a lot of data to train. Today, they exhausted the public data, but there's a lot of data we don't capture today. Those data can be captured in a privacy-preserving way using blockchain. But if you give those data to a third-party company, then you can't ensure your own data sovereignty. So capturing of data, it logically should be done on the blockchain. But today, it's easier technology-wise to do it on a centralized platform. So we will hope to see that transition happen. And then today, many people, there's so many different AI agents with a token.
Yeah.
But the agents don't have a lot of utility, right?
It's experimentation still right now.
So what I would really want to see is like real agents that have real utility, like that can really help you, that have tokens. So today, there's so many platforms. You go to AI token launch platform, you click a button, you get your own AI with your own name. Takes 3 seconds, and then you have your own token. That token is useless. Well, I would say 99.99999% of those tokens are useless. There may be 1 or 2 for sentimental value, for culture value, for other things. But what we want to see is real AI agents that can do things. Like today the big ones like ChatGPT, DeepSeek, etc. Those are real big AIs that can do a lot of stuff. There's smaller AI than those guys that can do a lot of stuff. That video editing, image editing, and I've just seen a demo of an AI literally paying for hotel booking. Today those AI have to go through a website. Hopefully in the future that it should be an AI talking to an AI to book that, right? So I think in the future we will see a very heavily automated world. I think I was talking to a fund manager yesterday. They say of 8 billion people in the world, of the data that we generate every day, it's about 300 trillion tokens. Like token meaning not the crypto token, meaning the words for AI tokens. Today, AI is generating about 10% of that today.
Wow.
In the future, though, AI will generate 10 times more than we do. So when we have AI will interacting with each other. There'll be so many exchanges in the tokens, in the word tokens, or in the interactions. And then there will be more commerce. The AI will be trading with each other. They will be paying each other. They will be transacting. They will use crypto.
This whole nexus of AI and crypto is very interesting. The other part of AI that people don't understand yet is if we're not careful, we're going to have 2 or 3 giants, and we need decentralization within that industry too. And I think blockchain plays a role in that. Have you any thoughts on that?
Absolutely. So today, the big AI companies use our internet data to train their models, and that happens to be with a few large internet companies, Microsoft, Google, whoever else. But going forward, as I said before, there's a lot of data that we don't store. And now we're going to be smarter about how we store our data. So they should be stored in a permission way that we only allow access when we want to, and we should be able to monetize out of it. So your health data, you can be anonymized and then used to train different AIs. every interaction you have, every thought you have, etc. If you want to, you should be able to digitize that, blockchain, tokenize it, and then be able to monetize it. So in the future, I think and also we're seeing I think we'll give credit to the first few centralized platforms that that have the scale to innovate. But once the industry is proven, then the decentralization will happen. Now we've seen that with DeepSeek, they open source their model, and now everyone can use that at a fraction of the cost. So I think we're going to see more and more of that coming. So I think the future is going to be quite decentralized.
Raoul Pal remains bullish on crypto despite market cycles, stressing that timing peaks is tough but long-term growth is inevitable. He highlights Bitcoin ETFs as just the start of institutional adoption, with most countries yet to enter the space. Patience is key. Investors chasing quick 10x returns often miss the bigger opportunity. AI and blockchain are converging to create the next crypto boom, Pal says. Blockchain's decentralized data storage and monetization capabilities make it ideal for AI's need. While most AI tokens today lack utility, functional AI agents using crypto for transactions could soon become reality. Pal's advice? Ignore hype, focus on projects with real utility, and think long-term. Bitcoin remains the safest bet, but strategic bets on AI blockchain innovations could outperform. The biggest gains are still ahead, but only for those who avoid short-term speculation and build for the future.
So in that regard, Ethereum didn't go up that much, right? Because the money's kind of stuck with Bitcoin. But what's good for Bitcoin is good for other crypto. Eventually the money will disperse. When they're in an ETF, they usually take longer because the institutions for them to go from Bitcoin to Ethereum to other altcoins will take a bit longer. But what we've seen, and I still believe 100%, is Bitcoin is usually the first crypto that people interact with when they come to crypto. That's the first one they learn. That's the most stable. That's the most decentralized, etc. And that's the biggest market cap. But once the money is in crypto, they will eventually explore other things, right? So it will come. So I think we're still quite early. I think we're still in. If we go by 4-year cycles, it should be end of this year. But we don't know for sure.
And do you think because of where we are in the network adoption, that growth has slowed down yet in Bitcoin, or do you think we're actually early? Because there's an argument or discussion going on where we are on the adoption curve and our returns coming down. I don't think they are, but what do you think?
I don't think they are. I think we're just getting started. So I think right now there's a handful of countries that's talking to me about blockchain adoption. And most other countries, I don't see anything going on. So out of 200 countries, even there's 12 countries that are just starting, right? So US is just starting. So ETFs is only like the last, a few months, right? So everything's just starting. I think people, when they invest, they're very impatient, right? So of course, when I invest, I want to see my money 10x tomorrow. Why not, right? But the market doesn't work like that. So I think if you're chasing things that are against how this world works, you're going to be always disappointed, right? So basically, you're chasing something that doesn't make sense, and if you chase too hard, then it's gonna backfire. You're gonna lose money. But I think in this world, we got to understand how the world works. Money takes time to build, and what's good for Bitcoin is good for crypto, and it will filter to other things. So and it will take time. As long as we understand the right time horizons, then you can set your expectations correctly, and then everything will make sense.
So your overall summary is just hold on, be patient,
pretty much.
Don't mess it up,
yeah.
And if you can, build something important and do it with a mission.
Pretty much, yeah.
And use AI while you do.
Raoul Pal remains bullish on crypto's long-term growth, viewing Bitcoin's recent ETF approval as just the beginning of institutional adoption. He highlights the transformative potential of AI blockchain convergence, particularly in enabling decentralized data economies and machine-to-machine transactions. His advice? Focus on projects with real utility rather than chasing short-term hype. Which emerging AI crypto application do you find most promising? How are you balancing Bitcoin and altcoin exposure in your current portfolio strategy? Share your approach below.